Welcome to Walking with Sai. I am Mansi Jain, a writer, director, author, and most recently a podcast host. After the success of our show called Happiness Now, we are very delighted to bring you Walking with Sai, a show dedicated to bringing you the wisdom and brilliance of Sai Baba. To take us on this journey, we have Ravindra Madhuri. In his own words, he is a simple instrument of his guru, Sai Baba. It is very hard to give an introduction to someone like Ravindra Sir. The best we can say is that he's a very well known and respected healer, channel, and guide. He runs a self funded organization called Saipan and is devoted to taking people to the supreme nothingness using Baba's teachings. Welcome, Bhaiya. Thank you so much to Saipant for allowing me to host this and ask you all these questions. It's a huge honor. And not to waste any more time, so let's begin. Who am I? A lot of people we know are asking this question today. Can you please shine some light on this?
Well, firstly, thanks for the invite. And to get to the point, who am I? Well, is this a question I should be answering to you, or should I be asking myself? But yes, origin of this question dates back to the evolution of Homo sapiens, human beings. This question erupted in a human mind at least thousands and thousands of years ago. Beyond a certain point, human existence from being with animal attributes moved to the consciousness. Reasoning, logic, rational, and the questions started erupting. And that one question which has erupted is, who am I? That question still is unanswered in a conclusive manner. It will never be answered in a conclusive manner. Because this question, there is no answer, there is only an experience. So, who am I is a very basic question, but that is all the question. That is the only question which we need to find an answer to. Rather, we experience the answer of.
Right. So then we come to the question, how do you experience it?
Well, yes. This question, first of all, has erupted from within. So we have to travel within to find an answer to it. So, whenever this question is posed or this topic is broached upon, I always quote the Supreme Master Sri Ramana Maharshi. The question is, who am I? And to find an answer, what you need to do is be quiet. But what he means is search for an answer to this question within. As yogis, we are not bound by the boundaries and the rules and regulations and protocols of religion at all. I cannot tell you how delicious a dish is unless and until you don't eat that dish and taste that dish and experience it. So,
Bhaiya, you mentioned Ramana and his teachings of be quiet and investigate who am I. Now when we deep dive into spirituality and such deeper questions, we may not fully understand who am I, but we start realizing who I am not. I am not my job, I'm not my education, I am not even the relationships that I have. Then we come to another question, which I think is the second question on your path as well. Why am I here?
well, the first thing, as you rightly said, we know who we are not. We are not the name we carry. We are not even the body we live in. We are not the titles we have. We are not the relationships we are in. So these are the things which will stem further questions like, who am I? Now that I know what who I am not, then why am I here? A philosophical answer could be that you are here to understand and experience who you are, right? Why am I here? Then The other question, what am I supposed to do? Further, now that I don't know who I am, I don't know where I have come from, I don't know why I am here, I don't know what I am supposed to do. We are the body also, not the body only. Where am I going to go? And most importantly, since there is always an origin to every existence, whom do I belong to? And why did this journey begin at all? These are all the sub questions. Once you get into this experience of who I am, you have found answers to all these sub questions. I do agree we live in this worldly life, materialistic world. These are good to be spoken about. People are seekers, people want to experience this, people want to go and in search of this. But they also live in this worldly life and they have to discharge their duties which they are bound by. That becomes a very conflicting situation within. I agree with you. But eventually, please understand, there is no choice but to know that you should someday experience the answer to the question, who I am.
Bhaiya, you talked about how a real master will never let you get caught up in siddhis and delusions and stories and will take you to your final end, which is what?
So, the knowledge is something which you should know that these delusions about yourself are going to erupt. These experiences are going to come, but that is not real. Your goal is to attain oneness with yourself. In order to do that, you should know yourself, the self. Who am I? These delusions and thoughts and imaginations are going to erupt, is the knowledge. We should not get trapped into this, is bhakti, understanding. And get into a meditative state, is karma. And all these things you're doing it with being in a state of witness. How should you avoid yourself getting involved into these delusions? Is by witnessing them. You have to witness them. Once you start witnessing them, you are not one with them. You are devoid of it. And you are sure to progress. This is the path which we Shunya Kriya, in Shunya Kriya we follow. We are a Sakshi. Easiest way is to witness them. You need a master who will keep guiding you time to time and say that no, don't get carried away. Don't believe in all these spiritual mumbo jumbos. It's not going to take you anywhere. Don't pursue siddhis. It'll again distract you. Siddhis are nothing but a space where metaphysics exists. Paranormal abilities. So that is not going to take you to your true self. To experience the answer to the question, who I am. A guru is a must. A guru who is someone who has experienced the state of finding an answer of who I am and who has experienced a state which we follow and believe and experience, which is shunya, nothingness. These delusions are bound to happen. You can't avoid that. Those are the traps. That is when you are likely to get lost. During those period of time, there is somebody who will tap your head and say, no, that's not what it is. That's not the experience. To know who you are, to experience who you are, you should have no experiences whatsoever. There is only one experience, which is realizing who you are. Rest are all, as we say, the play of Maya, illusions. Maya is beyond gender. It is not bound by the gender. But we are all driven in this worldly life by Maya, the illusion, and her six weapons, or Maya's six weapons, the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. If I say it in English, it is the lust, the anger, the greed, the attachment, the ego, and the jealousy. So some of these might be stronger, some of this might not be that stronger within us, and those are the ones which are going to drive our conduct, behavior, actions, reactions, and so on and so forth. So this will keep us away from finding the answer to the question, who am I? And you will be surprised when I say the spiritual masters who are not evolved enough to guide the world, guide the mankind, they themselves are victims of these Arishad Vargas, or the six weapons of Maya. But they have taken up the responsibility of taking people to that state. So you are bound to get misguided. I am not for a moment belittling their spiritual state. No. But that is the biggest delusion, that they feel that they've already reached there. If they have reached there, by example, if I may say, you will be exactly like Sri Shirdi Sainath Maharaj or Sri Ramana Maharshi, like Paramahansa Yogananda ji, several masters who have experienced the answer to the question, who I am. There are many, at least in India I know of. You will feel that you will find an answer to this question with these masters. When we are engrossed in the worldly life, we are already in the pit. But when we start climbing up, the possibility of slipping and falling into the pit again is large higher. They want validation, so they want to keep saying that I was this, so I've come here like this. The moment you see somebody saying, I was this and I've come as this, I was, so it means you're not liberated. So you are coming here to liberate me. Non-dual existence, we are all neo-Advaitis. Non-dual existence is what we attain. But in our path of Shunya Kriya, as Saipanthis we call ourselves, we go from non-dual existence to non-existence. I don't want to mess with your mind.
No, that's great. It's great to mess with the mind, to reinvestigate our own beliefs, even spiritual beliefs. So, thank you very, very much for that. We did not expect to cover so much in just our first episode. It's a lot to chew on, and we're just getting started. Thank you for starting off things so beautifully and powerfully.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
And to everyone listening, we hope you got nuggets of wisdom out of this very brief chat, which talks about a very big subject. In the following episodes, we will take on topics that hopefully will trigger you enough to go within and find yourself. It's a big promise, it's a big undertaking, but we're excited to see where it goes. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you in our next episode. Bye for now.